welcome to Kids Corner on Armstrong Channel 20. I'm Miss Krista, and I'm so excited today to be at South Range Elementary School with Mrs. Fullerton's and Mrs. Dobro's first grade classes. Do you like celebrations? I love celebrations, from Mother's Day and Father's Day to my birthday and all kinds of holidays. And we can't overlook a very special celebration, Teacher Appreciation Day. This book is written by Lynn Plord, and it tells all about how Mrs. Shepherd's students show their appreciation for her on Teacher Appreciation Day. After we read our book, we're going to try a very awesome craft, because you could do this craft anywhere and you can do it 100 times. We are going to make tissue paper flowers. And we're just going to use regular tissue paper, like gift tissue paper. And we're going to use staples and chenille stems and lots of creativity. I hope that you love our book and our craft. And if you would like Armstrong to come to your school, have a grown-up email us at channel20, that's channel 20 at agoc.com. I think I hear our students coming. Let's get ready. I see lots of funny costumes. My favorite costumes, in fact. What is today? What is today, Steelers? Is there a special author that we're celebrating today?
Dr. Seuss's birthday.
Dr. Seuss's birthday. Who loves Dr. Seuss? Who loves the Lorax? Who is the Lorax? Okay, Lorax, stand up. Let's get a good shot of you. That is wonderful. And I see that there's a lot of Cat in the Hats and Thing 1s and Thing 2s. Who is from the Cat in the Hat and Thing 1 and Thing 2? All right, let's see you stand up. Go ahead, everyone can stand up who wants to be a part of it. Oh, that is wonderful. Everybody loves Dr. Seuss. You all want to be a part of it. Bravo. Have a seat right on your bum. Thank you. And this is a pretty special celebration, right? One of our greatest authors ever who wrote Cat in the Hat, and of course the Lorax and Yertle the Turtle and Mulberry Street.
Bluefish.
Oh, One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish. Oh, a classic. It's a great book. The Places You'll Go. What else?
The Grinch.
Oh, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Excellent, bravo.
Go Dogs Go.
Which is it, go?
I'll teach my dog 100 words.
I'll teach my dog 100 words. That's great.
Horton Hears the Who.
Horton Hears a Who? Yertle the Turtle. I just sent my brother a Yertle the Turtle card. What about you?
Horton Lays an Egg.
Who lays an egg again? Horton lays an egg. That's an excellent one. Yeah.
Foot Book.
The Foot Book. I love the Foot Book. What about you, Thing 1?
Cat in the Hat.
Cat in the Hat. What about you?
Green Eggs and Ham.
Green Eggs and Ham. What about you?
Cat in the Hat.
Cat in the Hat. You like that one? What about you?
Go Dogs Go.
Go Dogs Go. Okay, what about you? Sam I Am. That's like one of the first, right? Good job. I always forget about that one. What about you?
Cat in the Hat comes back.
Cat in the Hat comes back. What about you?
One fish, two fish, red fish, blue.
Oh, One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish. What about you?
Cat in the Hat.
The Cat in the Hat. What about you, Lorax?
Big and Its Dog.
What is it?
Big and Its Dog. Green Eggs and Ham.
Green Eggs and Ham. So why do we know all of these books? Why are we celebrating today? Why do we know all these books?
Dr. Seuss.
Because it's Dr. Seuss's birthday. Is that important to us?
Yeah.
Absolutely he is, because he wrote more children's books than almost anyone out there, and we love him for it. What are some other types of celebrations? I know there's a lot of birthdays. I know there's a birthday Monday in this room. Who's having a birthday on Monday, March 3rd? So there's a lot of birthdays coming up, and we love to celebrate birthdays. They're special, right? Are all celebrations special?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we celebrate them. There's a couple other celebrations coming up. There is one about moms.
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day, bravo. There's one about dads.
Dad.
There's one about grandparents.
Grandparents' Day.
There's one about Miss Krista.
Miss Krista.
There isn't one about Miss Krista. Let's start that, okay? By the way, I wear a size 7.5 shoe. My favorite color is green, in case anybody asks for presents. Yeah, you?
My birthday's October 26th.
Oh, you're right around Halloween. So everyone celebrates your birthday, huh? We all get candy for your birthday, don't we? Whose birthday's in January? Raise your hand. And down. February. And down. March. And down. April. And down. May. And down. Did you raise your hand, Mr. Greg? Weren't you February? There we go. June. And down. July. And down. August. And down. September. And down. October. And down. November. Only one November. And December. I am so happy that you love celebrations. I love celebrations. And that is exactly what we're going to talk about today. And that's what our craft is going to be geared toward. So, Mr. Gray, do you know what the book is? Oh, thank you, Mrs. Fullerton. Thank you very much. So, we have a book by Lynn Plord, who's also another wonderful children's author. And this one is called Teacher Appreciation Day. Who spends almost every day with you? Besides your parents and your sisters and your brothers and your cats and your dogs and your goldfish? Orange girl? Mm-hmm. Your teachers spend every day with you. Do you know that your teachers rock? Who knows that their teachers rock? Who knows that they have some of the best teachers in Mahoning County? That's right, you do. So we are going to read all about different ways that the kids try to celebrate Teacher Appreciation Day. Teacher Appreciation Day was tomorrow. And everyone in Mrs. Shepherd's class knew exactly how they were going to show their appreciation to Mrs. Shepherd. Everyone, that is, except Maybella Jean Wishy-Washy. Maybella couldn't seem to make up her mind no matter how hard she tried. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. So many choices, I just don't know. That night at the supermarket, all of the students shopped for a treat to bring into Mrs. Shepherd. They crowded into the produce aisle and grabbed all kinds of apples. Early Max, Late Max, Red Delicious, Yellow Delicious, Granny Smith, Grampy Smith. As they walked to the checkout line, they all scrubbed, polished, sheened, and shined those apples. They chose apples for Mrs. Shepherd because everyone knows that apples are the official teacher treat. Meanwhile, Maybella wandered up and down the store aisles, from the deli to the dairy, to the bakery to the pasta, to the seafood, to the frozen foods. She couldn't make up her mind about a treat for Mrs. Shepherd. Eeny, meeny, miny, moos. So many foods, how can I choose? FYI, if I was her, I would have chosen Eggos. Eggos. Everyone loves Eggos. You would have chosen cake. Maybe that would have been better. You don't need a toaster for cake, huh? The next day, when Mrs. Shepherd's students got ready for school, they dressed in green, all shades of green. Grassy green, lima bean green, pickle green, olive green, and leprechaun green. They wore green everything. Green pants, green shirts, green dresses, green headbands, green suspenders, green underwear. One girl even painted her freckles green. They all wore green because it was Mrs. Shepherd's favorite color. She'd said so on the first day of school. What's Mrs. Dobrow's favorite color? Purple. What's Mrs. Fullerton's favorite color?
Purple.
Really? Purple. How about that? What about Mrs. Durs? We'll have to ask her. What about Mrs. Green, you think? What about Mrs. A's? We'll have to find out, right? Okay. Everyone has a favorite color, right? Meanwhile, Maybella pulled all of her clothes out of her dresser and closet. She tried on reddish oranges and orangish reds, greenish blues and bluish greens, pinkish purples and purplish pinks, yellowish golds and goldish yellows. She couldn't make up her mind about a special outfit to wear for Mrs. Shepherd. Eeny, meeny, miny, mick. So many colors that I could pick.
They all
They do all rhyme, bravo, it's a rhyming book. Mrs. Shepherd smiled a supersized smile when her students arrived wearing green, bearing apples and shouting, "Happy Teacher Appreciation Day, Mrs. Shepherd. You're the best teacher. Thanks for being our teacher. Hooray for Mrs. Shepherd." "Thank you, everyone," said Mrs. Shepherd. "I love apples." Then she saw Maybella Jean wishy-washy. "I couldn't decide which color to wear for you, so I wore everything. And I couldn't decide which treat to bring you, so I brought everything." "Well, that was very thoughtful of you," answered Mrs. Shepherd. I wonder how she got the grocery cart on the bus.
Carried it.
Carried it? Ah, she's trying. That'd be great. During morning work time, student after student cleaned the chalkboard for Mrs. Shepherd. They sprayed it, squirted it, swabbed it, and squeegeed it until every single speck of chalk dust had disappeared. "Thank you, everyone," said Mrs. Shepherd. "It looks great." Meanwhile, Maybella borrowed paper towels, cleansers, buckets, mops, and a vacuum from the janitor's closet. She couldn't make up her mind which part of the classroom to clean for Mrs. Shepherd. "Eeny, meeny, miny, mean, so many places, what should I clean?" FYI for Mother's Day, moms love it when you clean. Point that out. "I couldn't decide what to clean for you, Mrs. Shepherd, so I cleaned everything," said Maybella. That was very helpful of you," answered Mrs. Shepherd. During art, Mrs. Shepherd's students painted special pictures for her. They painted her Irish setter, Sadie. Mrs. Shepherd talked about Sadie all the time, as though she were a kid and not a dog. One day, Mrs. Shepherd even brought Sadie to a school picnic. They wore matching baseball caps and sunglasses. Mrs. Shepherd loved the pictures of Sadie. "Thank you, everyone," she said. "I'll hang these up." Meanwhile, when Maybella started to paint Sadie, she thought that Mrs. Shepherd might like kittens too, or perhaps horses, or maybe gerbils, or giraffes, or penguins, or puffins, or aardvarks, or anteaters, or octopi, or opossums. She couldn't make up her mind about which pet to draw for Mrs. Shepherd. "Eeny, meeny, miny, mess, so many pets I'll never guess. I couldn't decide which pet to paint for you, Mrs. Shepherd, so I painted everyone." That was very generous of you, answered Mrs. Shepherd. Very thoughtful. At recess time, students raced around the schoolyard field and plucked handfuls of dandelions for Mrs. Shepherd. They didn't have any vases, so they plopped them into cups, caps, and crayon boxes. "Thank you, everyone," said Mrs. Shepherd. "I'll take these home." Meanwhile, Maybella raced around the schoolyard looking in holes, spying under rocks, and climbing up trees. She just couldn't make up her mind which nature surprise to bring to Mrs. Shepherd. "Eeny, meeny, miny, mop, so much stuff, I might give up." She does have a bird's nest and a frog.
And a snake.
And a snake. Oh, I love snakes.
Oh.
Love snakes. If I had a snake, I'd name him Harry. "I couldn't decide which beautiful thing to share with you, Mrs. Shepherd, so I brought everything," said Maybella. That was very considerate of you," answered Mrs. Shepherd. Later that afternoon, a TV crew from Channel 5 visited Miss Shepherd's class. "We're going to tape a story about Teacher Appreciation Day for tonight's news," announced the crew. The students teed, giggled, snickered, and sang, "We're going to be on TV! We're gonna be on TV!" Who else is gonna be on TV? Oh yeah, that's right. Superstars, every one of you. But when the camera flashed on and the reporter flipped on his microphone and asked, "What is it you appreciate about your teacher?" All of a sudden, Mrs. Shepherd's students froze. The reporter moved from student to student to student with his microphone, but all the answers he got was, until he got to Maybella Jean Wishy-Washy. Maybella said, eeny, meeny, miny, mine, so many things. I can decide. What do I appreciate about Mrs. Shepherd? Maybella shouted. Everything. And she ran to give Mrs. Shepherd a supersized hug. My, that was very decisive, Maybella. I appreciate you too, said Mrs. Shepherd as she returned Maybella's supersized hug. Later that night, Mrs. Shepherd saw the whole thing on the evening news. It sure is nice to be appreciated, she said with a smile, but once a year is quite enough. That's a lot of flour and a lot of apples and some grape juice and some cookies. So, why did all of the students get stuff from Mrs. Shepherd? Yep, you. Yep, keep going. Yep, right there. Dunk it, guide. Yep.
Because it was teacher appreciation day.
And they really appreciated her, huh? And how did Mrs. Shepherd react? What was her reaction?
Happiness.
Happiness. Do you know why?
Because they gave her stuff and they gave her flowers and other things because she likes them and she also likes apples and they got her apples.
And they got her apples. Why else do you think she was so happy?
Because I forget.
You think she liked the stuff, right? She liked it all. Did you know that while you appreciate your teacher a whole lot, did you know that your teacher appreciates you too? Did you know that? Did you know that's why teachers come to school every day, no matter how much snow is on the ground, so that they get to teach you? Because they love it and they love you. That's why you should be so good to your teacher and show lots of respect. And I could tell that you really love your teachers because you're always so well behaved. There is something that one of our friends pointed out was on the TV and on the tables and on the dresser and on the chair stand on the table there. What do you see? What else? Flowers. One of the nicest ways, one of the ways we show people that we appreciate them, whether it's their birthday or at Appreciation Day or Mother's Day, is we give them flowers. And flowers are always great. Do you know what's so special about these flowers? These are homemade flowers. These are flowers you can make any time of the year, and you don't even have to spend your money to do it or ask your mom or dad for money. You can actually make these. These are made out of tissue paper. I made the two in the back, right here. And look at the fancy one that Mrs. Fullerton made. She made that one. She had a lot of fun doing it, and I think you're gonna have just as much fun as we had. I think you're going to have too. You will see on this table there are different colored squares of tissue paper. This is just gift wrapping tissue paper. Like if you were to put a present in a bag and you put tissue paper on top, right, to make it all fancy and pretty. That is all this is. I am going to show you how we make a flower just using this tissue paper. I am going to pick 6 pieces of tissue paper. And you can make them all the same or you can make them all different. I am going to use this color, this Tiffany blue color. Well, because this is as close as I'm going to get to Tiffany's. So, there we go. And then we are going to focus our eyes right up to where Miss Krista was reading her story, right around there. Excuse me, my friend. Excuse me. Excuse me. Now, I am going to put all of them together. It doesn't matter if you pick all the same or different, as long as you have 6. And they're all pretty much together. You might see some are a little bit of a different size, and guess what? That's just really okay, okay? So I am going to start by folding them all down together. See, I just folded them over. And then I'm going to turn it over this way, and I'm going to fold it down again. It's called accordion style folding. You know how to do that, so then I don't fold it into itself, I'm not rolling it. I turn it over, and I fold it down again. And I turn it over, and I'm gonna fold it down again, and etc., and etc., and etc. And I have a little bit left at the end, and that's perfectly okay. I'm gonna fold it nice, make sure that all my creases are straight, and then I'm going to staple the middle, and we will help you with the stapling. Okay, we're gonna do the stapling, but first, to find my middle, I'm gonna fold it over, just so I know where my middle is. Oh, there it is right there. Miss Krista used to guess where the middle was, and that never really worked out for me, because I always thought the middle was like somewhere over here. So now I fold it. Now that makes sure that I know. And I'm gonna put a staple right in the middle. Staple, okay, that's all we have, staple tissue paper. And now you can see that it looks like an accordion, right? It looks like a fan. It looks like a fan. Now, I am going to take one of our chenille stems, and I am going to put it just about like that, like around like that. Every flower is different, so if you don't do it exactly like that, that's just okay. And now I bent it up, and I'm gonna twist, 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 like I'm twisting the bread bag, the twisty back on the bread bag when I make toast. Toast sounds really good right now. I really like toast. Okay, so now that's what I have. Well, not very fancy yet, but look what I'm going to do now. I'm going to take my scissors, I'm gonna take my trash container right here, and I'm gonna cut a little triangle right at the end. You don't have to cut the triangle. You don't have to cut anything, actually. All flowers are different. And I made like a little peak. A little boop, boop, boop. Boop, 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 technical term. And let me make another little boop, boop, boop. Oops. I boop, boop, booped right out of the bag. There we go. Okay. Now, I am going, and all I'm going to do is start separating the different pieces, because we had 6 to start with, remember? So that means I'm gonna have 6 petals on each side. I've got to start separating them. I just ripped one a little bit, and that's perfectly okay. That's why bravo, that is why all flowers are different. If we just looked for the perfect flowers, we'd be looking for a long time, and we wouldn't be very happy. All flowers are great. I just ripped another one, and that's perfectly okay. So what I'm doing is I'm just separating them, and I'm tugging a little bit, tug a tug, tug a tug. Can you start seeing the flower?
Yes. It looks like a real one.
It looks like indeed it does look like a real flower. So then I'm just gonna mess with it a little bit more, make sure I've got them all separated nice, just the way I like them. And you have a flower.
That's amazing.
It is amazing, and it's just tissue paper and pipe cleaners. So this whole project for our friends at home and our moms and dads at home costs to make about 120 flowers, about $12. It's about 10 cents a flower. So it's a very easy craft to do with a big crowd, or to make a lot of them for a party. You could even make these like for your birthday party and put them all in vases. And you can definitely make these for Mother's Day and Father's Day and Teacher's Appreciation Day. Anytime you want to appreciate someone, flowers are always welcome. Well, I have had so much fun today at South Range Elementary with Mrs. Fullerton's and Mrs. Dobra's first grade classes. We learned all about celebrations. A big celebration is Teacher Appreciation Day. And we read a book with that same name, Teacher Appreciation Day by Len Flord. After that, we made one of the best appreciation gifts, flowers. And we used just gift wrap tissue paper, just like you would put in a bag if you were making a gift. And then we used chenille stems to put around it and unfold it. And you can make yourself a beautiful flower to keep or to give. And you can make them for anybody you like, because boys and girls both love flowers. I hope that you enjoyed our craft. I hope that you love the book as well. And if you would like Armstrong to come to your school, have a grown-up email us at channel20, that's channel20@agoc.com. This has been Miss Krista for Kids Corner. I wish you a fantastic day.